So I want to share with you a couple stories of mine that happened already. We're in the midst of Pesach, Chol Pesach, and we're halfway there. And I cannot believe that. Every time I'm always like, wow, the Chag goes by so fast. It's so much work, so much effort, so much everything, and then it's gone. So here we are in the midst of it, and let's take advantage of it. And a couple lessons that I've learned myself from it is that number one, this is the first week of Sefirat haOmer, of counting the Omer. We're counting, and the counting is always a story. The word Sipor is a story. Sefira is to count. Sefirat haOmer is that every single thing in my life is counting towards what? Towards something. Counts towards something. Each day counts towards something. And I'm trying to build on myself. I'm trying to work on myself. I'm trying to create myself. Going from Pesach, when Hashem takes me out, and that very actually first night of telling about Yetziat Mitzrayim, telling how Hashem took us out, is part of the counting of it. Until Matan Torah, where I'm standing there like a queen, getting my crowns of Naseh V'Nishma, and Hashem is giving us the wedding contract that we are with Him forever. So a couple things I was thinking about. Number one is that why in the world is the first midah, the first thing we're supposed to work on and supposed to be received during this first week is chesed, kindness. Now, of course, there's tremendous amount of kindness that Hashem took us out of Egypt. And we have to remember that kindness always, and remember that in every situation, I have to close my eyes and know that Hashem loves me and that He will take me out of the situation that I'm in now if it's a difficult one. Because of pure kindness. We were at the lowest of the low, and Hashem took us to the highest of the highs. Because of what? Because He loves us, of kindness. But there's something also, because you see, after I finished Leila Seder, and we finished it was beautiful, and I'm like, oh my God, we actually were able to do all the mitzvot of Leila Seder, and thank you Hashem, there was no sirens, and that we didn't have to go to the bomb shelter. And my heart broke for all the people that did, and also all the people that are not here with us in this world who are able to eat their matzah, maror, or drink their cups of wine. And I had such appreciation and gratitude, and I'm cleaning up, and I realized something. Oh my God, my kids don't realize that. Everyone else went to bed, and I'm here cleaning up. And tomorrow morning they're going to wake up, and they're going to see that the house is swept, that the table's set, and that I'm the one who's going to put the food on the plants to heat it up. And I realized this is Hashem does such chesed for us all the time, we don't even think about it. It's like the mommy who just takes care of everything, and no one ever realizes it or appreciates it. That was number one thought. Chesed, chesed, chesed. Hashem, you do so much for us. It's the baby in the womb who's just being fed without even thinking, without even knowing it. It's being taken care of. It's warm. It's being nurtured. It doesn't have to do anything, and the baby's just being taken care of. And then we have the Leidah, the birth. And then all of a sudden, that baby has to work on themselves, and the baby has to be given also more chesed, because chesed is the foundation of a person. So here's what happened though. Chol Pesach, and I must tell you, I felt a little bit burnt out. Not because I don't enjoy and I don't love doing what I'm supposed to be doing and what Hashem wants me to be doing, but I actually felt burnt out also because I'm like, Hashem, I just can't do anymore. And I know it's not enough. I always have this thing, and I'm telling you all the time that, Elana, it's enough, and enough. But inside of myself, I'm always like, if I really had more emunah, then I wouldn't have to work so hard. Because if I had more emunah, then I should just have emunah that Hashem taking care of me like the baby inside the mother's womb. So why in the world am I working so hard? But you know what's so interesting? Yetziat Mitzrayim was a birth. That means our process is not one actually of in the womb, it's one on the way out. The 40 years that we were in the desert was also like being in the womb, but then we had to go to Eretz Yisrael. And once we're out there, to remember that Hashem loves you and that you're loved, ooh, that's hard work. So my mind was going into, it's not enough, and I must not have enough emunah, and I'm forgetting all these things. And then my kids were fighting. Because why? Because kids fight. Not because I don't know all the techniques and I don't know how to stop things if I need to, but even if I want to and I try to and I do all know those things, sometimes they don't work because kids fight. And they were fighting, and I have too much sensory going on right now in my mind and in my body. And I got to a point Shabbos morning where I just was like, okay, enough. I took my Tehillim and I walked out the door. All of a sudden I see a friend and she's like, oh my God, this is so validating. You, Elana Mizrahi of all people, just leave your kids, take a Tehillim and just leave them. And I was like, yeah, I just couldn't anymore. It's either going to be home screaming, telling everyone to be quiet, or I'm going to take my Tehillim and go for a walk and come back. Now, when I came back from my walk, mind you, nothing had changed. They were still there. They were still fighting. In fact, Kiddush was one pounding on the thing, the other one screaming, then going to stop screaming. And nothing changed, but I actually felt calmer because I had filled myself up. So here's what I want to tell you something. This first week of Sefirat haOmer is chesed. And the chesed has to first be where we fill ourselves up with chesed and kindness. That Hashem, even though I know I'm no longer in the womb, I have to still somehow tap into that it's enough. That you are taking care of me, that's enough. But not just that you're taking care of me, that you love me. And that's the hard part for me sometimes to understand. I know Hashem loves me. I see it so clearly. But before that, I have to love myself. And that is not so clear to me at times, because I first have to love myself in order to love other people, and then finally to love Hashem. Because I can't actually love Hashem if I don't love anybody else. Because Hashem, the way we manifest love for HaKadosh Baruch Hu is through other people. And I can't love anybody if I don't love myself. These whole entire weeks of one of loving your fellow as yourself. We have to first start Chesed, the way to build up a human being. The baby, the first thing we need to show the baby, before any other character trait in the world, before anything do we do to a baby, we just show them unconditional love. So actually, what I'm going to challenge you right now is we only have like 4 more days of Pesach left. And these 4 days, 5 days, we're doing haOmer. It's Chesed. Tap into every single day. I want you to say for 3 minutes, I'm loved. I'm loved. I love myself. I'm loved. Hashem loves me. And I am loved. I want you to say it out loud, because the whole idea of Pesach is the pei, is the mouth, Sach is speaking. So first of all, you tell yourself, I'm loved. Fill yourself up with this, because I'm telling you, it's not so easy. The person watching on the street that looks very confident, you know what? They might not be so confident. They might not feel even loved. So first you fill yourself up with I am loved, and you say it out loud. You think it, you speak it, and then you do an act of kindness, of being loving to yourself. And then we're going to take the next step. By the end of the week of us doing this, we're going to fill ourselves so much with ahava, with chesed, that then we're going to take it to the next step of do something unconditional love, which I'm sure you do all the time anyways. Every single day, you're going to do unconditional love for 3 minutes of the people around you. It's just, and then we do unconditional love for Kadosh Baruch Hu, at least for 3 minutes, which you might say, what can I do to Hashem? You can do, there's a lot of things we can do unconditionally. We can just think, Hashem, I love you. We can say, Hashem, talk, Hashem, I love you. And we can do an act, a mitzvah, of just doing that, a mitzvah just for pure love. So here's the deal. We're in Chesed. Chesed, start building yourselves up. We're going to get to Shavuot. We're going to get to Matan Torah. We're going from barley to wheat. We're going from being also a baby who was just born, who just needs love. The first midah is Chesed, is ahava. And then we're going to get to Matan Torah. We're fully developed. We're ready to receive the Torah. And as my children were fighting, I thought to myself also, like, I totally understand why Hashem kicked us out of Eretz Yisrael and why He brought us into Galut. Because the thing that a parent can't stand the most is when your kids are fighting. No matter what they do, you can okay, they're kids, they're this, they're that. But when they're fighting, there's something about it that makes the parent feel completely and totally like, I just can't anymore. And I understood this, and I understand the more that we are fighting amongst ourselves, the more Hashem is just saying, I can't have you. I can't have you here. I can't have you around me. And so much of the fighting, I'm asking you, I'm asking myself, let's just first start off with chesed, wahava, with love. To close your eyes, I want you to first start off with yourself. I know I need it. I needed that 5-minute walk where I was saying my tilim, filling myself up, coming back to my same balagan, but with ahava, myself, with chesed. Elana, you're doing a good job. It's okay, you're doing the best that you can. And also then I could give that love to them unconditionally and the love to my Creator. And I want to tell you a quick teaching also about this idea. Because, again, as I mentioned, Rav Levi brings that in Leila Seder we spend so much money on so many things. We spend the money on the wine. We spend the money on the matzah. We spend money even on maror. The romaine lettuce costs so much money, yes, believe it or not. We spend so much money, but the one thing we cannot buy is that we should feel like we actually went out of Egypt. And the way to free yourself and go to out of Egypt is actually first start off with love. When a person feels loved, they feel chesed, they feel full, they're able to, connect to that, connect to awareness, connect to I can do this, I can go out. But when you're feeling so stuck and you're trapped by other things, you can't get out. So what we have to do is we have to really work on ourselves, feeling like we went out of Mitzrayim. And we're told, so importantly in the Pasuk, that if we really want to get out, it's not that I'm going to have my kids all be perfectly happy and never fighting, because that's not realistic and that's not going to happen. And then, I'll be happy. But I have to make myself happy. I have to fill myself up with chesed, with ahava, with self-love. And then the Yeshua will come. I'll be able to deal with the fighting. And I'll be able to know what is normal and what is not. And it says, Ki b'tzimcha titzu. We know this from the Pasuk. And the Navi brings that with simcha is how you go out. Right? So in every single generation, it's written down. In every single generation, a man must see himself as he went out of Mitzrayim. How do I do that? How do I see myself going out of Mitzrayim? Can't spend the money to do that. I can't buy myself out of Mitzrayim. I have to fill myself up with what? With chesed, with amunah. Amunah is not, if I have only enough amunah, everything's going to be taken care of. Amunah is, Hashem loves me. That's for me what amunah is. It's an unconditional love. It's not the munah of us being in the womb. because that's not possible for us to achieve. We're already born. Once we were born and we had to go into Eretz Yisrael, there's another dimension of us having to actually work, understanding that Emunah is that I still have to do my shtaldes, and it's okay. I'm going to have to work hard, and I'm not going to get exactly, it's going to be a lot of work. It's not going to look the way I want it to, and Hashem still loves me. It's not that He's loving me when everything is being taken care of and it's looking perfect. Hashem's loving me all the time. So how are we going out of Egypt, you guys? We're going out 3 minutes a day by closing our eyes and telling ourselves, first in the thought, you're loved. Then the mouth, you're loved. Then you look in the mirror and say it, and then do an act where I'm an act of someone who feels loved. Then after we've worked on that, we start adding in, thinking about our loved ones, I love you unconditionally. Telling them I love you, and then doing an act of love unconditional, not because it's deserving, but because it's just true. And then we turn to HaKadosh Baruch Hu and we say, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, we think how much I love you. Hashem, I love you. We say it out loud, Hashem, I love you. And then we do an act, we do a mitzvah just out of love. B'ezrat Hashem, we should be zoche to go out of Mitzrayim. We're still here. B'simcha titzu, right? We will go out by being b'simcha, by connecting to how much Hashem loves us. You should be zoche, be able to also have those moments where it's okay, just take your tilim, go for the walk for 5 minutes. I don't think anyone's going to kill each other, and if they do, it'll be okay. No, just kidding. No, really, I'm telling you, you fill yourselves up with chesed. It doesn't negate how much we still have to do. It doesn't negate that we have to take care of things. It just means in order to take care of them, you have to exist. And I really, sometimes I kind of don't exist. I'm just going and going and going and going. And I feel like my going is a lack of emunah, maybe. But no, it's not true. I have to keep going, but I have to just connect to Hashem loves me, and I have to stop and remind myself I love me, and I'm not in any way in control of the outcome. Fill yourselves up. Yes, keep going, but stop. With love, take a deep breath, close your eyes, remember to think, I'm loved. To speak, I'm loved. And to do an act where I feel loved. I'm telling you, you're going to start feeling calmness in your body, you're going to start feeling calmness in your breath, in your mind, and B'ezrat Hashem, you'll be connected to your neshama, to your soul. Modim b'simcha, v'chag sameach, B'ezrat Hashem.